Greetings and welcome to Monster Legends, and another special feeding episode. This time we're going to be feeding a fellow we picked up as part of the new overarching Ingenica's Myth quest line. This, of course, is the first of the assistants. You get this guy by collecting the green scrolls, maybe more than one of him. So this is the first one, Hippierion, who unfortunately has some terrible defects in the ruin slot department. Maybe the next version of him will be a little bit more open and accessible, right? Anyway, he is an epic. He's metal, he's nature, and I'm sure we have plenty of spots that we can pull this in. Right, okay, sure, we can put him in nature. Because why not? Okay, he's kind of a hippie there, isn't he? Kind of mellow. He also seems to have captured and harnessed the power of the Twitter bird. Very interesting, very interesting. Alright, let's check him out here. Where is he? We're going to change that name. We'll come up with something good for him. And there he is. There he is. He's got his spade. He's ready to dig. Just like that. Anyway, once again, this guy is an epic. He is, he's metal. He's nature. Let's check out his stats. He's a little bit speedier than he is powerful. Kind of light on the life there, but then again, he is an epic. It's important to keep in mind when you're looking at guys like this because he is an epic, not a legendary. All right, let's look at some skills. Well, first things first, he has the artifact trait, pardon me. So things can't stick to him. He can't have buffs on him. He can't have debuffs on him. So everything will just kind of like wash right off of him if you try to do it. All right, let's go over to skills. Okay, we got a metal one here. Built for peace. Puts a flower on the enemy and heals itself by 25%. Okay, he is a flower dude, huh? All right, what do we got here? Built for love. Applies major damage reduction to one enemy. Is that 100%? That's interesting. That's very interesting. Or it's definitely not a 25% one. I've never seen a 100% one go for 2 turns, though. Should be interesting to see how that works out. All right, he doesn't have any attacks, at least to start with. So, yeah, kind of fits into that he's a peace lover type of dude. Down with nature, digs in the dirt. All right, so Hippierion was Ingenica's final project at Monster School. She had meant to create a warrior, but something went wrong with the circuits at the last minute, and she didn't have time to fix him before her deadline. Hippierion turned out to have impressive skills, but a chill attitude. Yeah, he's not a fighter. He's not a fighter, he's a lover. Yes, he is. All right, so let's start working on some, let's start feeding him up there a bit, so we can get him up to level 4. Okay, there he is, yep. He has harnessed the power of the Twitter bird. Yes, he has. It's all in his hands. And he's a really peaceful dude. Yes, he is. All right, let's start seeing some more of these skills because he has me intrigued. All right, level 7. Smile and laugh. 50% chance of applying blind and daze to all enemies. Well, that's interesting. Well, of course, we're going to take it because we have no choice. All right, let us continue to level 10. Peace songs. 50% chance of applying total damage reduction and life restoration to one enemy. Okay, I'm a little confused by that. Okay, a 50% chance of applying total damage reduction, right? Oh, to an enemy. Right, yeah, okay. And life regeneration to one enemy? I mean, does he get the regeneration and it's just worded wrong? I'm guessing that's it because you wouldn't want to give life regeneration to an enemy. That's very strange. I'm guessing the wording is wrong there. I'm guessing what happens is he has a chance to apply total damage reduction to somebody and he gets regeneration himself. I'm guessing that's going to have to be the way it is. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. All right, we'll just take that. He doesn't seem to be attacking, does he? No, he doesn't. All right, let's continue to level 15. Quick Nap. Heals one ally by 10%, gives 20% stamina to one ally. Alright, so he's going to be able to give a little bit of health and some stamina to an ally. That's not bad. Get a group version of that. That could be kind of awesome. All right, we're going to put that in the first spot. Not going to keep that one. Really hoping maybe there's some kind of a group thing later on. That would be nice. Bigger numbers, please. All right, let us continue. And, of course, this will be his final form. And you know what I realized? I didn't look at his special skill. Relaxing Smoke. Applies total damage reduction to all enemies. Requires cooldown. All right, very low stamina cost, large cooldown. Very useful, though. Actually, I'm going to put that in the first spot. I really am. I'm putting that in the first spot. That's very useful. But I just realized I forgot to look at his special skill. All right, we're going to look at this one. Okay, removes 100% of stamina from all enemies, applies energy leak and total damage reduction to them. Pretty good skill. It's just the thing about it is that how long does the total damage reduction work? Okay, you know what? Here's the thing. You take all their stamina away and they can't attack unless they got a special skill going off. So the total damage reduction is kind of a waste unless you made it 2 turns. In that case, yeah, I think that probably would have been a better idea. Applying an energy leak after you take the stamina is a great idea. Because as soon as they charge, you're going to lose stamina again. They may not be able to act. So that's worked good. It's just the total damage reduction once you've taken their stamina away. I think that should be 2 turns. Just because they're not going to be able to do anything. Unless you're counting on them doing a special skill. I don't know. That last skill he got, though, really, really useful. That one right there. All right, so let's continue feeding this guy to level 25. Passive Resistance. Applies total damage reduction to all enemies and heals them by 25%? Okay. I don't want them healed, you know? Okay, so no, that one's a 0 cooldown. I'm very confused by that. I'm very, very confused by that. Why would I want to heal them? Unless, of course, you have another creature that's actually given them the reverse healing. There's a couple that have that their healing actually hurts them. In that case, it would be very useful. It's just that I don't think he'd want to be down with that, you know? I really don't think he'd want to be down with that. I mean, being mellow is great, but healing your enemies, I don't know about that. We'll have to see. All right, unless, of course, we could also negate their healing, too. That would be something that would work. All right, let's continue to level 30 and another skill. Needed Rest. Heals one ally by 20% and gives 40% of stamina back. All right, that's not so bad. Kind of looking for something like this in a group form to show up. Oh, it is a group form, but without the 50%, you know? Okay, we're going to use this one because I think we already have a version we can use if we want to. I wouldn't mind a better version of that third one, though. Maybe it's coming up right about now at level 35. Deep Rest. Heals one ally by 50% and gives 100% stamina to it. Okay, that's a 4-round cooldown, though. So that one you're not going to be able to use very often. See, I don't know. I can't see keeping that one. I like the total. The first one I like because it doesn't seem to have any problems with it. This one here, the one that actually heals them, I have a big problem with that. I mean, there's things you could do. Even just the negate healing could really make that useful. You could do every round if they have negate healing on them. Now, you know what I'm going to do? I'm hoping for a better version of this. But, I mean, do I keep this? You know what? I'm going to put this here. If I get a better version of it, I'll put it in that last spot. It's just, at 50%, it's not really very useful, considering some of his other stuff, right? All right, let's go to level 40. Pacifist Resistance. Applies total damage reduction to all enemies and heals them. Will you please stop healing them? All right, let's see. Obviously, it's the same as that one. I'm not moving that one. Nope, nope. See, if it is actually healing them, I would rather keep the one that I have, which does a smaller amount of healing, but it has no cooldown, so I can use it anytime I want. Whereas the other one, it does have a 2-round cooldown, and it heals more. But if that healing is actually hitting my group, maybe I want that one. It's, I still probably want to keep the one that I have. It's really strange. I don't know why I'd want you. See, he's not healing his own guys except for this one. Unless, of course, they all are actually healing your own guys. I don't know. We might have seen all these skills already. I don't know. 45. Okay, no, we didn't. All right, this is a full version of the one we saw before. I want that one. So I'm going to throw it in there. That's his first really, I'm messing with the other team other than the first one, which was this one here, which was a total damage reduction without any caveats to it. Unfortunately, it's got a 4-round cooldown. Okay, I would be very surprised at this point if he has anything else, but we're just going to take him to 60 anyway. He's an epic, so he probably got through all his skills already. No. I don't know. Either way, I don't know why I would want that one. Either way, I don't know. If I'm healing my own guys, I'd rather do it more often. And if I'm healing the other team, I would rather heal them for a smaller amount. You know what I mean? Needed rest? No. And finally, level 60. Needed rest. All right. Okay, he is a very peaceful fellow. Maybe he's a little bit too peaceful, a little bit too mellow. Because if he's going to be healing the other team, I don't know. I mean, if we have a nice counter for that, either the negative healing one, I don't think he would have liked that though. Or the negate healing, he might be mellow with that, Just keep them peaceful, but don't heal them, that kind of thing. He's definitely different. I'll say that for him. He's very, very different. So let's check out here. Okay, his speed's not bad. His life is a little light, but then again, he is an epic, so that's fine. Power, I don't even know why he has any power. I don't even know why he doesn't hurt anybody. I mean, that's just who he is, though. We accept him for who he is. All right, let's take a look at the skills, and they're very different. The first one I like. First one is pretty darn good. Applies total damage reduction to all enemies. This is relaxing smoke. This one is got a high cooldown, very low stamina cost, but will make it so that the other team doesn't do any damage for the next round. That's pretty darn good. It's a 4-round cooldown, but it's pretty powerful. All right, now we get to passive resistance. This is where we start getting a little on the weird side. He's got another one like this too, but it had a bigger healing value, and it added a 2-round cooldown. Applies total damage reduction to all enemies and heals them by 25%. That is very strange, the fact that we're healing our enemies. It's not disastrous. I mean, it could give the opportunity for our team to deliver a big, huge blow. There's also things you can do about that. There are team guys who have negate healing, which means that healing just won't work on the enemy. That in that case, it'll just be a total damage reduction you can do every round while they have that on them. There's also a couple of monsters, I think there's 2 that I can think of, that have a negative healing, which means that healing done to the enemies will actually transmit into damage. So this would basically damage them by 25% of their health. Although I don't think he would be down with that. But, you know what? Sometimes you just don't tell him, right? You just don't tell him. But anyway, that's kind of a strange thing that we're healing our enemies, but I guess it's just who he is. Then we have Deep Rest. Heals one enemy by 50% and gives them 100% of their stamina back. That's pretty darn good. It's got a long cooldown, but it's pretty powerful. It's pretty powerful indeed. The 100% stamina can really turn a battle, and the 50% health is not so bad either, especially if it's a really meaty dude. We had another version of this, but I decided to go with this one because I will probably spend most of the time with this guy working on the other team. If they have total damage reduction, especially this one, if you use this as the first attack and they're not damaged, then it's a no-brainer, right? This one over here will also keep them from attacking. So your guys may not end up getting hit very much. It may not be an issue regarding healing. So the fact that it's a large cooldown really isn't a problem, I don't think. The stamina increase might very well be what you most use this for. And then finally we have Peace Pipe. This applies blind and daze to all enemies. So that is the one really negative thing he does that really hurts them. I mean, total damage reduction, yeah, that's going to make them not do any damage. But this actually hurts them. So I noticed this is the one metal one, right? So blindness is a very good one. Very good. And also does daze as well. So the two of them, the effect will actually stack. So it's actually quite useful for that. He's not a fighter. He's a lover, right? But he will also make it very difficult for the other team to damage your team. And he does have a heal as well. He is quite interesting. I would actually really like to test with him in terms of seeing how he functions in a group. Kind of interesting indeed. Maybe I'll make an epic group and see how they work out. I would really like to see how those skills work. I would want to tag him with something. I don't know if there are any epics who actually have either negate healing or negative healing. I'm going to have to look that up. He's a very mellow dude. He doesn't want to hurt anybody. He just wants everyone to get along. And he's got the Twitter bird there. Captive. Yes, he does. Anyway, thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it. And play games because games are fun. See ya.